G'day guys, it's Adam here at Nomadic, and today I just want to do a little bit of a conversation on driving and weights and everything. So on the back at the moment I've got a Norca 16, not a heavy van, it's probably sitting at about 2.6 tonne, but one thing I do know is that driving around all these hills around the Sunshine Coast on the highway, this is where a lot of incidents happen with caravans rolling over. Now, do I know what the problem is in a lot of these cases? No, I'm just going to take a punt on a few things, and we can all just imagine there's something's going wrong, tyres blowing out, all that sort of stuff. But for me, there's a couple of things that I feel I can pass on to some of my customers to hopefully help them out. So, number one thing that I believe you should do when you're driving up and down hills, especially doing 100k an hour, which is what I'm doing right now. First of all, if the van's doing things on the flat, like if it's moving on the flat and you're not happy, it could be a loading error, it could be a wheel alignment error. But the third thing that could be going on is actually driver error, so speed, all that sort of stuff. So one thing I will say is that a lot of incidents do happen, or the majority of incidents do happen on downhill sections of highways. So the number one cause is driver reaction, in my opinion. So we live in a beautiful country, you're looking out, you go, oh, how good's this? All of a sudden you realise you're veering over or you do something and your natural reaction is, oh shit, better correct the vehicle. Forgetting you've got nearly 3 tonne behind you that is going to take the same tow line, and that's where you get that whip effect with the vehicle. So that's number one. So just be mindful, if you are going to make a sudden move, make it a slow sudden move, or be mindful it's going to have if it's going to go one way, it's going to have a counteract to go the other way. So be mindful it's not going to go exactly the way you plan if you've got to make that sudden move. 2 is have your brake controller set up correctly, so that the trailer's not locking up on you, or the trailer is actually working correctly, or the trailer brake system is working correctly. Thirdly, and it's something I'm going to do right now, I'm going up quite a large hill here. Now, the trailer's been great, so the Caravan's been awesome, but I've got it set up nicely. It's nice and level on the tow bar. You can hear the engine kicking in now, so I am heading up a hill. I'm going to be on a very steep downhill section now. It's a common section where a lot of caravan rollovers have occurred. First thing I've done, I've disengaged cruise control. There's no cruise control, so I have control of the vehicle. The second thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to back it off. So I'm not going to be doing 100. I'm just going to back it off. And if I do feel something happen, which I probably won't, given the van that I've got, I've set it up correctly. But if I do feel something happen, I'm not going to hit the brakes. That's the worst thing you can do, is hit the skids, because you will lock it up. I'm now gliding down the hill. I'm cruising. This speed, I've not got my foot on the accelerator or the brakes, but I can feel that I want to get a bit more control. So I'm just going to knock the gear over so I can actually use the gears to slow the vehicle down. You may have heard that kick in, and it just brings the vehicle to a slower, gradual decline under control versus actually hitting the brakes or trying to lock up. So biggest thing is don't panic. That is the one piece of advice that I would love to give a lot of customers. I've just missed my turn off. I would love to give all my customers is that don't panic. If you aren't confident with it, take your time, slow right down. This is not a race. There's no point being in a race to get to your campsite, because it's still going to be there when you get there. So yeah, as I said, a couple of things that I can pass on to you. Take off cruise control when you are on some of those bigger hills. Watch your speed. If you are confident with your vehicle driving it over at the 100k speed limit, or if it's 110 section, which is what I'm in now, going over that 100k an hour, just be confident with the vehicle, and make sure that if you do have problems when you're driving on the flat, as in when you're driving on level ground and you're starting to see, you feel that trailer sway on level ground, check your ball weight, check your vehicle setup, check your tow vehicle setup is what I was trying to say, and check your caravan setup, because if your weight distribution in either of those is not correct, you're going to have problems. And if it's doing it on the flat, you can be sure as hell it is going to do it on a downhill section. Uphill sections, totally different. You're under power, the Caravan is going to follow with you. Downhill section, it's going to be a totally different story. So just be mindful of that. And also, obviously, with those reactions, just take nice gradual turns, nothing sharp and all that sort of stuff, especially on a big open road when you've got 3 or 3.5 ton following behind you, because it's going to take that whip action and go along with it. So I hope that's helped some of you, because I know there's a lot of customers out there that are, you know, just getting into this into the industry and looking at those experience, and they are, let's call it, a little bit nervous at times. As long as your vehicle's set up and the Caravan's set up correctly, shouldn't have any of those dramas. So if you're happy to, I'm just going to hit another big hill here, which is where I've seen, this is the intersection at Forest Glen here. So anyone that knows that, or the boys at Clayton's Towing know it, they're probably here once to twice a week with a Caravan rollover. So I'm going to hit this in about 2 minutes. So my speed at the moment, I'm currently at 100k an hour. This is 110 kilometre zone. You probably can't really see the Caravan behind me, and I'm not going to grab the phone because then I'll risk a fine, but the Caravan's sitting nicely. I'm about to hit the uphill section. I've disengaged the cruise control, so I've now have control of the vehicle. So we're going to head up the hill, going. The trucks in front of me are going to slow down, so this is going to be a good reaction here. So you'll notice with my mirrors, I've got my mirrors set up. I don't have to move my head too much. I'm just moving my eyes, so I don't have to actually turn my head, because if you turn your head, your body is actually going to move as well. So that's another key point there. So try to have your mirrors all set up so all you're doing is moving your eyes. You're not physically moving your shoulders, because your shoulders are attached to your hands are attached to the steering wheel. Pretty simple, isn't it? And now we're going to hit that downhill section. It's a bendy section, so I'm now going down. I'm going around that corner, and I've literally taken my foot off the accelerator. I'm just gliding down the hill. I can feel the trailer behind me. It feels nice. It's pulling along, so not doing anything. If I was concerned, I wouldn't hit the brakes. I wouldn't slam on the brakes. I just knock that gear shift over, and it slows me right down. I'm now going to get out of the right lane because I need to be in the left lane. So I'm all clear, and I'm not making a turn. You've noticed that arm has not moved. I'm literally just gliding across. So take your time, indicate, all that sort of stuff, and you'll be fine. So be confident. So hope that helps you guys. Take it easy.